All right. Well, hi, Kim. Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining me today. You're most welcome. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to tell the world really about you. So would love to start off by you just sharing who you are and what you do. Well, thank you so much. And who I am, first of all, I just want to say that I'm not here, I'm only here because of people like yourself and our community, and I'll share more about that. And I just want to first of all say thank you and acknowledge you for starting this talk conversation with women to inspire other women and people in the community. So thank you for that. And so who I am, I'm Kimberley Smith, and I'm the owner of Young at Heart. And Young at Heart has sort of two areas to it. One is we provide art programming and events to 55 plus retirement living and long-term care and assisted living communities, as well as their staff. And we also we do some creative services like website design and some business consulting a little bit, but mostly our focus is with our senior program right now. And I am an artist myself. I went to school for graphic design and advertising at George Brown College in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And I am an author of a book called My Life by Design, which is a perfect start to this conversation here about what we're talking about a little bit about how we create our lives here. And I'm a big stand that we empower each other to live a life fulfilled and be able to empower each other to have what we want in life. And that is exactly why I want to hear from you, and I want to other people to hear from you as well, because everything you just said is so inspiring already, and we didn't even get started. And I also love that you're working with the elderly. I know that that's a population that's often underserved and underrepresented, or just not really, I guess it's paid attention to, kind of ignored in a way. So I just love that you're bringing joy through painting to them. What inspired you to actually start your own business? Mm. I remember back in like 2017, I was just like sitting in my house one day. I was living in Richmond Hill, Ontario, in Canada, which is just north of Toronto for those of you who may be watching from or listening from outside of Ontario. And I just remember sitting there one day and I go, like, there has to be something more to life. Like, I was like, kind of like working this 9 to 5, and I just felt like like, I just wanted something more, but I just didn't know how to get there. And so I remember at that time meeting a friend of mine who, um, she was like into like life coaching. And I thought, well, like, I'd never had heard of life coaching. And I thought, to be honest, it was a little bit like I was skeptical about it. And so what I did was I sat with this life coach. His name is Tom Walters. And I sat with him in our first meeting. He asked me to bring a journal book. And I'd never written before. I'm very creative. I'm artistic. I'm creative. I could draw you a picture, but I wasn't someone who would want to like write and journal. And he asked me to write down all of my complaints that were happening at that time in my life. And I came up with 28 really good complaints about life. And during my meetings with him, I saw that I could actually change those concerns and those complaints in life if I had the right people around me. And so I started to do a little bit work on personal growth and development and mindset, and started to get actually even more into journaling to help me support me to actually start to move towards creating the life that would inspire me and that I really was looking forward to, and something that I really wanted to do.
Wow. Really? So a journal. A journal started it all. You wrote it
Yeah,
down where you wanted.
yeah, the journal started it all, and so that was 2017, and I just kind of like I really saw that there was something with my skills. I just didn't know how to, like, how can I use my skills out there and then also do something that I love. And at that time, just shortly around that time, my grandmother was in a long-term care home, and she was in Aurora. Again, this is just north of Toronto, and she was in a home there. And I just remember going to visit her, and I thought, oh man, I would love to do something with the seniors. Wouldn't that be fun if I could do something creative with them? And she shortly passed away after that. And I thought, maybe what I could do is like go into the homes and maybe do some painting with them. So I think it was 2018. I called a friend, Natalie, up at Amica and Barry, and asked her if I could go and do some art program, like an art class with the seniors. And we did this event, and I walked them through the painting step by step, just kind of like a paint night, sip and paint. And at the end of it, they loved it. They said they wanted me back every other week. And I thought, oh, I wonder if anyone else would want to do this program as well. So I started to reach out to people in the community that I had known working in the industry before that. So there I was, just like, okay, well, let's try this on because this is fun and exciting. And I felt like um, they were really enjoying it and connected at the end of it, and like surprised that they could actually paint. Maybe hadn't painted since they were like young, right? Like so so that's sort of how it started back then in 2018.
Wow. So the journal and a little bit of inspiration from your grandmother and a risk you took to test it out. Just try one class and see where it went. And look where it is
Yes.
now. How many classes or how many people have you worked with now? So that's 2017. It's 2024, almost 2025. Yeah, what's the total?
Yeah. I mean, since 2018, well, that first year I think I did 100 classes. And we're probably seeing around 10 to 12 seniors attend each session, and sometimes it's even more. And so to date, we've probably, well, now like Young at Heart Painting has like 8 artists, including yourself, which is amazing. But we have 8 artists, and we've probably taught now over, I think it's 9,300 seniors.
Wow. You know what's really amazing? You are one person who started this from an idea that's grown to impact 9,000 people. Like, to me, that seems so big. You know,
Yeah,
like
it's
when you started, did you think that would happen?
no, no, I did not think that would happen. I thought it was just like a fun project, something I could do on the side. It was great because I could learn how to like sort of like lead a group or teach a bit, like, and I had no idea it would kind of get to this part, but it was like I literally had written this idea down on paper. Like, and here I was like, when people say like, oh, you just write your idea on a napkin and it can come true. I was like, oh my gosh, I wrote this down and it came true, which really isn't aligned with the journal because the workbook that I published on Amazon was just around like, oh my gosh, like if you write it, it can actually come true. But I had no idea, but the thing is, like, when I say, like, like it was just me, it really actually was like I had the idea, I had to take the initiative, I had to have the courage, but I had to have also the support to keep me empowered so that I could fulfill on the things that I set out to do. Because like as we all know, our default is like I'm comfortable, I'll stay where I am. I'm good. I'm good. Like, I could never do that. um, but I did a lot of work on, research and a lot of, getting myself involved in groups that are empowering and doing a lot of like reading and like I do a lot of like behind the scenes, like watching things of people that do inspire me and seeing like their growth and seeing like that I was maybe if I like what would make me different. I mean, we all have these capabilities. We just need someone to show us how. And so that's where I really had the support of community of coaches and consultants and family members and friends, um, social media, like whatever to just like keep going forward. Cause I felt like if one senior said to me, you know, I didn't think I could do this, or, um, I felt like I had friends today, or seeing that family member saying, I really, um, you know, I can't believe my mom like participated in that. That's so great. Um, like that is just such a gift, to be able to do that. So it's like, how can we just do more of that? It was awesome. This is fun. And then also just seeing that, here we are, not it's not only me, we've got a team of artists now out there in the community as well. So empowering them that they're also someone that can be able to make a living with their artistic talents and be able to really be supporting and providing a service to our community.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
another big thing is you've started in Canada, you talked a lot about Canada, but you've also expanded to the United States this year, which is also very exciting. And, you're now look at you in your home in San Diego. Um, how did you create? So it was all this Life by Design book. Is that how you created everything that's existing now?
Yes, I did. So I published My Life by Design. It's a transformational journal and workbook where you learn how to journal and use journaling as a tool to empower you to fulfill on things that you want in life, right? And I'll show you here. This is what it looks like. Okay, most of you, a lot of people that are probably watching this already have a copy because it's. We were doing journaling sessions during the pandemic, and and I've done a couple Zooms as well. But what journaling does is it's a tool to kind of like track your progress and kind of put down like what it is that you actually want in life. Like so, um, back in 2021, after I published this in 2020, 2021, I went to California for the first time. I was like, I'm going to fly by myself on a plane to California. And I'd never been on a plane by myself before. I wrote it in my journal and I'm like, I'm going to do this. And so I came here and I just loved it. So I just kept writing down that I live in California by the ocean. And I can actually see the Pacific Ocean from right here. And, just being able to I kept just saying, like, I'm going to try this. Um, the Young at Heart in Ontario has just been awesome. I mean, the staff, the homes, and the managers, the executive directors, and the people from head office are so supportive of our program. We work together so well. I feel like we're like just all buddies. Like it's such a great partnership we have with them. And some of the homes have been with us since 2018, and we're there every month. And their residents look forward to it every month. So like I just saw that there are like for myself, I wanted to personally try living somewhere else because I had never done that before at any age in my life. I've always lived in Ontario, Canada. So then after that, I was thinking like, what would it be like if we were to be able to reach like there's seniors everywhere. There's retirement homes all over. Let's try it.
Hmm.
I'm a big believer in if we don't try it, you just don't know. And, it's for me, it was like, you know, the growth is in just stepping outside your comfort zone, really. Like at least you tried, yeah, like give it a shot, right? Like
Right.
so this past year I actually was on TikTok and I was looking at like a way to bring my company here, and I watched this guy Jamie. He's from Ottawa, and he took his business from Ottawa to Florida. And I messaged him. I'm like, "How did you do that?" And he told me that he applied for a visa, and he gave me the contact of his immigration lawyer, and I applied for that this summer, which is 2024 summer. And within 4 months, the visa was approved, and I was able to come here and work And like, I can work and stay here and then I can go back into Ontario and I would be able to do both.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all sounds so inspiring. And yeah, just keep hearing that you took these chances. You don't know what's going to happen, but you just want to try and see. And like one little step forward to get to where you are today. Um, I'm sure it sounds really good and it is, and there might have been some challenges along the way or some lessons. So what are some lessons? What is the greatest lesson you've learned so far in business?
Sometimes things are out of your control. You're not really sure how things are going to go. We did go through a lot of the pandemic and the lockdowns, and March 2020 was like my best month. I was in all these homes by myself, like just having the best time. And then all of a sudden, we're like put on pause indefinitely, not sure where we're going to go. So there was like a real um kind of a loss, and also was really sad because we lost a lot of our residents in the homes. I talk about them like they were my own, but I really feel that close to them. But we did unfortunately lose a lot of people at the time, and it was really challenging for business owners that there's a lot of unknown, yeah, for quite a while. So um, that taught me that, you just got to keep going and everything seems to work out. Like there's always going to be a way to figure it out, even when there's like the uncertainty or the doubt. And you have to be like, I guess that taught me to be open. You have to be open to change and you have to be willing to adapt so that if something comes your way, you can quickly like sort of pivot where we did some virtual events. We did a lot of virtual events for corporate companies, actually. Um, and you have to be open to adapt and that. And then also like, I guess one of the other challenges is, hmm, I guess I'm not sure what else. I guess like stepping outside my comfort zone was like the biggest challenge, you know. Think that's it, yeah.
Everything you said was already like a huge challenge. You worked with the most vulnerable population at the most critical time, right? Like you're like March 2020, this is the best month ever, and then April 2020 was probably complete opposite in terms of how many
It was
classes you could do, or everything got shut down, so there was nothing. So that was a huge challenge, and the fact that you kept going is really huge. You stuck to your vision, and also were able to adjust and adapt to what was happening at the time. So helped people online, worked with companies who needed your services, and that's a huge lesson. Like be willing to adapt, but don't give up on what you're working on.
exactly,
Right.
and, I guess what I could do is I could write down all my challenges right now, right? Like, list them out, but, um, I think that was the hardest thing for me going through that personally and also as a business owner, but also, and now one of the challenges here is, like, you're kind of like now we're here. I'm in Solana Beach, which is just north of San Diego. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start here. And like now it's like you're kind of like starting over again. But I'm like, oh, I've done this before. I think really too is like in keeping the right people around you that are going to keep you focused. Um, there's a lot of distractions in the world, right? We might be scrolling a little bit too much or it's just really being, and I'm not a pro at this by any means, but being more disciplined around like what it is your objectives are and to keep the right people around you to keep you moving forward, you know?
Mhm.
Um that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's great. And I'm also curious because you work with elderly. I mean, they lived their whole life and have accumulated so much wisdom, life experience. What are some lessons that the elderly have taught you?
Oh my gosh. Never give up, you know? And like have fun. Our sessions with them are just really fun. Uh, we want them to leave smiling and, acknowledged and proud and I think that's how we all want to leave. any situation, a phone call with a friend or, getting together with family. Like, of course you want to have a great time, but that they've taught me to just bring a little like fun to it, I guess. And then also, I think the biggest thing that I've learned from them is it doesn't matter what age you are, you can always start. So, I'm thinking of like my 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 second cousin, I call her my aunt. She's never painted before the pandemic, and during the pandemic we did a lot of virtual classes. And she picked up the paintbrush really for the first time, and after like practicing every week and being with us, she started to paint on her own, or she would gift her paintings to her friends and family. And she even had her artwork in like a little show, and she makes cards and puts her artwork on them and sends them to friends. So, like, if that program could give that to someone else, and then they taught me like it doesn't matter if you're like 70, 80, you can pick up a paintbrush at any time. Well, it's just like anything. You can start just start at any time. So that was really a valuable lesson that they taught me.
Never too late.
It's never too late to start.
Never too late. Yeah. And that's really amazing. She never painted and then now sells her work, makes cards, gives them to family. That's really big and
Yeah, she
huge.
gives them away. And it's funny, you hear this often with the seniors, like, I can't even draw stick people, or,
Yeah.
I haven't you know, done any artwork since I or painted since I was like a child. And it's kind of
Yeah.
like we all think that we might not be good artists, but we just haven't had someone show us, or we haven't had the consistency to keep it going. But
Mhm.
at some point when we were young, we were all doing arts and crafts together, and we were
Yeah.
all painting and we were all coloring. And then eventually, we all take our different journeys in life. So it's kind of like it's really neat to see that we can come back to that creativity that we once had when we were young.
Yeah. I see that too all the time.
Yeah.
And they say the same thing. They're like, oh, I don't know how to paint. And by the end, they painted. They actually created a painting
Yeah.
and it's amazing. And a lot of them do say, like, I haven't painted since I was young. I never paint or I've never painted before, which is exactly what you're saying. Like, it's never too late. You can always try something new. You can always start something and somewhere, which is really
Yeah.
amazing.
You can always start. Yeah. I think like really like anything is possible. You just need maybe like someone to show you how, or to continue to give you that constant inspiration. So, because we're so easily like going, okay, like I did that once, or, you know, but just it's the consistency of keeping going and the momentum, right? To keep trying and yeah, not give up. So
What's something that anyone can do to make their life more meaningful today? Like one little action.
one action to make their life more meaningful, I would say to just offer your support. You know, I think a lot of us, there's a lot of challenges right now in life people are not talking about. And we don't really know what's going on in other people's world. Um, so, I mean, behind the screens of what we see, unlike,
Mhm.
there's actually a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that people don't talk about, but just maybe like just reaching out and spending time to really like listen to your friends and your family, and maybe just see if they need any support.
I love that.
I
That's
would say
so
that.
not overcomplicated. It's not overthinking. It's very simple. Most everyone has friends, family, someone that they can reach out to and just listen to more,
Like,
learn about their what they're going through.
yeah, just ask them how they're doing, you know?
Yeah.
And just like there's not like, yeah, yeah, just ask them like how are you, you know? And that's it. Like, you don't have to try to do anything. Just ask them how they're doing and just be that person to be able to listen to them and bring some maybe some fun, you know? Like I don't know. I just think just being able to yeah, provide a little bit more support to people around you will help you feel more fulfilled too. So,
Yeah. Focus on
yeah.
others,
Yeah.
share yourself in that way.
And then personally, like for yourself, like if you needed to do something for yourself that would be supportive, just make sure you take the time to like rest and like focus on yourself and do something nice for yourself every day, you know? Yeah.
Love it. Wow. This has been so, I mean, I'm inspired.
Aw.
Yeah, it's been very inspiring to hear that you're very empowered in how you speak and positive. You have a good mindset. And I'm really grateful that you
I
have
was actually really don't. Nobody knows what goes on in here.
okay, whatever comes out of your mouth sounds good. That
But I'm trying but I, you know, I don't have anything more than anyone else does. I have my own insecurities, I have my own doubts, I have my own bad days and it I just have to make sure I just try not to like listen to all the thoughts sometimes. Just keep going, um but yeah, thank you. I really
yeah.
appreciate that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Um
Thank you for joining me. Thank you for sharing. Was there anything else you wanted to say?
well, we're just like really excited to be able to continue to do this, you know? Um, it's just like it's a blessing and it's a dream of mine to be able to like think that I could be someone that we could make, you know, those help that those seniors out there. So it's really more like thanking the community because we all work really good together. And without that, you know, it wouldn't be as successful, you know, and I love like the homes are always it's been great. So I guess moving forward is like, you know, I just really am grateful I got a chance to continue, I guess, thinking of my grandmother during all of
Mhm.
it, you know, all of our grandparents, really, you know, if we can provide something more to that community is awesome. And then I forgot to mention too that sometimes the staff get a little bit like, hey, we want to do that with the staff. So you know, we're now doing some more events with the nursing staff. So that's been really nice too because they really work really hard. And working I worked in a home myself, so like they do like, you know, they work really hard for our seniors. So doing it, being able to provide the programs with them too. It's been really fun. Um, and
This
that's
is
all. I think I just wanted,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, and just like excited to see where this goes. And I think one of the other things I'm learning is just like allow myself to like not have it all figured out and be able to fail and be okay with it. You know, it's great
Very
that I'm
neat.
failing because I'm learning, right?
Right.
Where the growth is. So, being okay and being kind to myself if things are not going so perfectly. Right.
Yeah.
So, but thank you so much.
Yeah.
This has been
Show
great.
me. I just remember, show me your art.
Oh, this is one of the paintings we did at an event here in San Diego. And so we did,
Oh, vibrant.
thank you. And we walked everyone through step by step. So that was really fun. And we have a whole library of artwork and paintings that we do with the community at youngatheartpainting.com. And the book can be found on kimberflydesign.com.
Yeah. Or Amazon?
Yeah. Yeah. And Amazon. Yeah. It's called My Life by Design, the Ultimate Transformational Journal and Workbook. Looks like that. And this is actually a piece of art too. So I actually painted this. So oh my goodness, I'm so excited. What is this? Handmade with love. Oh my goodness. Okay. have a look. What do we have here? I love the paper. It's definitely like Young at Heart brand.
And it's so funny. It's my favorite color too.
Yay!
Yeah.
That's why I hired you. That's why you're part of the family. What is this? What is this? Oh my God, here, Kim. Okay. Oh my God. It's so pretty.
It's you.
Oh my God, it's me. I love it. It's gorgeous. Are you kidding me?
Your bird.
Oh my God, it's freaking gorgeous. I love it. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Look at this. We're showing everybody.
Really.
She made it for me.
I love the colors.
This is what it looks like to chase your dreams and bring thousands of people along for the ride. Kim has created something truly special. She's not just teaching seniors how to paint. She's giving them joy, confidence, and a sense of belonging. Her energy is impossible to ignore. Her story is proof that it's never too late to create and to dream bigger and to make an impact. If this inspired you, let me know in the comments and share this with someone who needs a reminder that anything is possible.